What's up? My name is Aiden. If y'all new to my channel, you're welcome. Please like, share, and subscribe, and share my channel with 5 friends. I love to tell you guys story. All right, I need you to promise me one thing before this video starts. Don't skip to the end. Seriously. Because if I told you I dropped 45 kills in a solo versus squad ranked match, you'd probably think I was exaggerating. But here's the crazy part. Halfway through the match, I honestly thought I was going to lose. So grab a snack, sit back, and let me tell you exactly how this happened. As soon as the plane took off, I already knew this lobby wasn't going to be easy. Everybody jumps into ranked trying to gain stars, so nobody wants to lose. I looked around while gliding and saw squads landing almost everywhere. I had 2 choices, land safe and play slowly, or land where everyone else was. Of course, I chose chaos. The second my feet touched the ground, I started looking for a weapon. I found my first gun, and before I even had time to reload, I heard footsteps. I thought it was just one player. Nope, it was a whole squad. I remember thinking, well, this might be the shortest video I've ever made. They rushed me from different directions, but somehow I managed to separate them one by one. 1 knock, 2 knocks, 3. Before I knew it, the first squad was gone. And that's when I realized today might actually be one of those matches. After that first fight, my confidence started growing. Everywhere I went, there were enemies. I wasn't chasing kills anymore, the kills were chasing me. I'd finish one fight, start healing, and another squad would pull up. I barely had time to breathe. There were moments where I honestly forgot how many eliminations I already had. I just kept moving. Now I have to tell you about the funniest thing that happened. I knocked one player, and instead of his teammates helping him, they all started running. I don't know if they forgot they were a squad, or maybe they saw my kill count and decided, yeah, somebody else can deal with him. I couldn't stop laughing, but at the same time, I still had to stay focused because ranked matches can change in 1 second. As the safe zone got smaller, every fight became harder. I had already taken down so many players, but now every squad that was left looked really good. They were using cover, they were pushing together, they weren't making many mistakes. I knew if I made one bad decision, the whole game could be over, so I slowed down. I stopped rushing every fight. I waited. I listened. And when the perfect moment came, I attacked. Now my kill count was getting ridiculous. I looked at it and actually had to double check. There's no way, but there it was. I was getting close to 45 kills. At that point, I wasn't thinking about the record anymore. I just wanted the booyah. The last few squads fought like they had nothing to lose. It felt like every single fight could have been the final one. My heart was racing. When the final enemy went down, I finally looked at the screen. 45 kills. I honestly couldn't believe it. If someone had told me before the match started that this would happen, I probably would have laughed. But that's why I love Freefire. You never know which match is going to become the one you'll remember. If you enjoyed watching this journey, let me know in the comments what challenge I should try next. And if you want more solo versus squad stories like this, make sure you're subscribed to Aiden's Story. Trust me, this won't be the last crazy match. So I'm telling you guys the next story when I play solo versus duo after the solo versus squad match when I get 45 kills. But guess what happened next? I queued up again. This time, I switched over to solo versus duo ranked. And somehow, things got even crazier. I still can't believe what happened in this match, so don't skip around because the ending is absolutely insane. Let's get into it. The second I loaded into the lobby, I was still feeling confident from the last game. I was thinking, maybe today is just my lucky day. But ranked has a funny way of reminding you that confidence can disappear in about 3 seconds. I looked around while everyone was waiting in the spawn island. Some players were jumping around, some were showing off their emotes, and I just kept thinking, I wonder who's about to ruin my day. The plane finally took off. I marked a hot drop because if I'm going for a crazy game, I'm not hiding. I landed, found my first weapon, and before I even picked up enough ammo, I heard footsteps. Not 1, not 2, a whole duo rushed me. I remember saying to myself, already? They were trying to trap me from both sides. One pushed from the left. The other pushed from behind. I had almost no health left. But somehow, I managed to knock the first player. The second player tried to revive instead of fighting. Big mistake. That's when I picked up my first 2 eliminations. And from that moment, the match completely changed. I don't know what was happening in this lobby, but it felt like every duo wanted to fight me. I wasn't even looking for enemies anymore. They just kept showing up. I'd finish one fight, start healing, and boom. Another duo. There wasn't even enough time to reload. I started laughing because it honestly felt like the game had a secret mission. Everyone attacked this guy, and apparently, they all accepted the mission. Now let me tell you about one of the funniest moments. I knocked one player, and his teammate immediately threw a grenade. I thought, okay, smart play. But instead, he threw it at himself. I just stood there staring for a second. I honestly wasn't sure if he meant to do that. I couldn't stop laughing. Sometimes ranked isn't stressful. Sometimes ranked is just comedy. As the match kept going, my kill count kept climbing. I checked it for a second, and I honestly had to look twice. I was already way past 20 kills. I told myself, don't think about the number. Just keep surviving, because the second you start chasing records, that's usually when the game humbles you. So I focused. I kept rotating, I used every bit of cover, and I made sure every fight happened on my terms. Eventually, I realized something. I wasn't just having a good game. I was actually getting close to beating my last record. I started thinking, wait, could I actually do this again? My hands started getting sweaty. My heart was racing. Every duo I saw looked dangerous. Nobody wanted to lose, but I wasn't stopping now. I had already come too far. Now there were only a few players left. I checked my kill count, and I couldn't believe it. I was sitting on 46 eliminations. I only needed 2 more. But the last duos were actually good. They stayed together. They covered each other. They weren't giving me any easy fights. I had to slow everything down. I waited. I listened. I caught one player out of position, knocked one more left. He tried to run, but it was too late. 48 kills. I actually said out loud, no way. When the match finally ended, I just sat there looking at the screen. Last game, 45 kills in solo versus squad. This game, 48 kills in solo versus duo. If you had told me I'd do both back-to-back, I would have laughed. But that's exactly why I love Freefire. Every time you press that start button, you never know what kind of story you're about to create. If you enjoyed this journey, leave a like, comment which challenge I should do next. And if you're new here, subscribe to Aiden's Story because trust me, we're only getting started. Who knows? Maybe next time we'll go for 50 kills.